Welcome back. We're back in the paint booth, and I was requested to, or I was asked, I should say, to make another car, going a bit more in depth. And I'm sorry if you can hear my computer, but it is just going. The fan, it's going. Yeah, it's a bit odd. So if you hear buzzing, that's why. Anyway, so I decided to go with a Ford because I never paint on a Ford. So I figured I would today. So basically what we're going to be doing, specifically, is we're going to be making a car with a 12 on it. I'm not going to go into a full in-depth custom number, however. I'll probably just make one with the in-game text. Custom number is for another day. We're going to turn these to where they need to be. And colors, I'm going to leave it with black. Wheels, I'll go with like a silver. Lug nuts, everything just leave black. Spoiler, leave it, leave it, leave it. Oh, let's change these too. Okay, so the sponsor for this car is going to be Freightliner. If you don't know what that is on the game, there you go. It's this one, Freightliner. So we are going to do a thing with this. You can see it's an all black and white logo, which kind of makes this car automatically grayscale. So black, white, gray, shades rather than colors. So I think what we're going to do is go pretty basic. What do we got here? I'll mirror this. Obviously you don't want this to be a super colorful car. You want it to be pretty basic, considering the sponsor. I'll actually make that a little... There you go. Stretch this away. I'll set it back to normal. So we'll just put that, I don't know. No, because that's going to look weird on the side. We can do something with that, I think. And then I'm just going to make the front white to get this out of the way. Because I think this is the plan anyways. And then we're going to add some kind of curve down there. Let's see here. I think we'll maybe go with a circle and then put another circle on top of that that's black. Make a curve. Oh, I forgot to mirror that. Oh well, I'll go back to it. Yeah, I think that'll work. Let's make sure this is mirrored. And then we'll cover up this little white part. Obviously it's gotta be black. How do we want to do this? So basically you just want to get a starting design. I normally start with the front of the car. It's just kind of sets a flow for the rest of the car, because of the body lines and all that. So now we'll just put this white where it needs to go. There we go. Okay. So we got that little front part. Kind of similar to the Penske design, but definitely different. I think it follows the hood a little bit better. From here, though, it's going to get different. Very, very different. I'm going to flip that, and we'll turn it this way. So you can see the little flip thing down there where it says X. I'll just flip the rotation of a decal. It's pretty helpful in some cases. If we want to do this, and then connect them under that Sprint Cup logo. Yeah, I like that. This actually could probably pass for a Coke car, just because of that swoop, swirl, whatever you want to call that. We're not going to leave this as it is in the back, though. We're going to do some more. Nothing too hard, but we're going to do something with it. I'm thinking maybe go with this, and just finish the curve off. Does that look alright? I suppose. And actually, we can probably make this whole little area down here black or white, just to keep it from getting too complicated. But I think we'll actually get this down here for this little curve. Gotta get it to fit right. There we go. I think that works. It doesn't work over here though. Alright, so we'll just do that side by side. Whoops. It's already mirrored. We'll just place that there then. Make sure that's no longer mirrored. And then go back here, make sure this is mirrored, or well, isn't. Or we'll just pick it again and then fix that. There we go. Cool. And then we can probably just afford to go simple and take this little bar across the whole back end of the car. Gotta make sure the height is right though, so we'll place this down. That's definitely not right. That's too high. I think we'll go there though, because it kind of follows the body lines. And then add a little something up here if we can. Can we not add something there? Huh. I don't know. Just in case it matters, I'm going to put something there. Again, I don't paint with the Ford ever, so I don't know. We're going to put something there just in case. So we've got a basic shape. It's just a simple, pretty simple swirl going on. You can see the fusion right there is no longer visible. Put a thing behind that just so you can see. If you want, actually one thing you could do with this is split it up so that you can see that. And now voila, you can see that thing. It doesn't matter. So I'm actually going to go with that just so you can see it. Now is where I think the grays will come in. So I think we can actually just afford to... You know what? I'm going to make this a little bit more interesting. Just add a little bit more flair to the car, a little more substance, so it's not just so plain. And we'll just drop that at the very bottom. Oh, probably shouldn't do that then. We're gonna move that above this circle then. That should work out, and it does. All right, cool. Yeah, I think that just makes it look a little bit nicer. Makes the design pop a little bit more instead of just blending in. And so now we'll go here. Again, I'm just going to go with an in-game number just to save some time. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so can I use that first one as a base, even though the white is going to be the shadow? So even though this is just an in-game number, you can see, even with just a couple of outlines, it looks a lot better. I actually kind of like that number. So you don't really want to go past this little bit for the fender flare, or not the fender flare, side skirt flare. Don't really want to go below that with the number. So we'll actually make this a little bit smaller, I think. And we'll go right there. I think that looks fine. It kind of blends in a little bit, but I think it'll work out alright. So just stamp that, bring it up top. Oh, the other one wasn't mirrored. Okay, I'll mirror that in a second. I think this size should work for number. Make it a little bit. Oh, make it a little bit bigger. Gotta make sure this is mirrored. And then we'll go in here and we can put our sponsor on, which in this case is going to be Freightliner. And with these, you want to make sure it's centered pretty well over the rear wheel well, instead of just like setting it way back here or way up here. I'm going to center it pretty much right over the rear wheel well. Just make sure that's centered, or not centered, mirrored. And we don't want it mirrored for this because it's going to go on the hood. Now actually, if you're having trouble just getting the angle right, what you can do is just come up here and then rotate it. It's a little tricky to get the angle, so you might have to try a couple times, so you can generally use the front of the car. This might actually be a little bit off. I think it is. So let's kind of go that way a little bit. There you go, and then you can do the same thing back here. See if the flip works. Did it? No. Turned it completely around. So we'll just rotate it around. Take the size down, make it a little smaller. And then put it right about there. Can do the same thing in the back. Right there on the deck lid. And then Well, now you're going to have to rotate it again. But it's all worth it. So now you can just rotate it here. And put it right in there. That sounded kind of weird. So obviously that number won't work too well on the white. I don't think. Well, it might actually. Let's see. This number might work on the white. I'm not sure. Oh, looks like it will because of the outline. Just make that small enough. It's not overly visible, but I mean, you can see it. You can tell there's a number right there. And same thing for up here. Alright, so that's basically how to make a car. You can add all kinds of little contingencies down towards the side skirt. Let's see, what do we want to add? I guess we can add a Ream logo down there for a little bit of color. These actually would probably help the scheme if you're doing a Freightliner car, because there's no color at all. So these will help a little bit. What do we got? Yeah, we can stick American Ethanol on there. Obviously, though, if this is for career, and actually I don't think those are mirrored. If this is for career, though, you're not going to have just all these options. So we'll go with Mobile 1. Just stick that back here. If we can get it to work, it's good enough. Let's see what else. Let's stick a little Safety Clean logo in the back. And then we can take, oh, I don't know, Menards, and stick it on the C-pillar. For the B-pillar, it's nice to use kind of squarish logos. Not that, you know, they're squares, but they're not rectangles, not rectangularly shaped. So one side is way longer than another. So we'll just put BPS down. Target. That's not centered at all. That's a little bit better. We'll do one more back here. We got, what do we got? McDonald's, why not? And then you can put your name up there if you want, and if you put the American flag with your name as well, up on the name rail. Just remember, the field of blue always faces the front of the car. So where the stars are, that's always supposed to face the front of the car. How do we want to do this? Let's flip it. Don't want smeared actually, I'll just do that right now. Alright. Now, if you want to go a few extra steps, you can add these little tear-offs, stickers at the top right of the windshield if you're looking at the windshield from the front. Generally, you want to use neon colors. You don't have to use this. This is just details afterwards. And then you can also add a little neon decal. You can do an arrow or just a strip of a color. down here. To show where the jack goes. Go with pink because America can do what I want. So there you go. That's just a basic Freightliner car. I'm actually going to save this one. And you can name your car whatever you want. All that good stuff. So first of all, this car is actually pretty nice. Second of all, we just have to. Jimmy Johnson in your mind. That is amazing. We're about to have a red flag, I think. I see a car on its hood, or on its lid. Yep, there we go. Alright, well that has been a more in-depth look at making a car on this game. If it helped, you know what to do.